You see horrible things, or abnormal situations that actually become, in a way, normal to you. I had a captain early in my career, and I remember this very vivid. He said, at some point, Alex, your glass is going to get full, and you need to deal with it. You need to understand how to deal with it. And he was very cutting edge for back then. He was a big push of the CIS, and he wanted to do more, but PTSD and that sort of stuff, you just don't talk about. And still very much guys don't want to talk about it. They just deal with it on their own, right? So 10 years ago, 11 years ago, it was basically nothing. It's slowly starting to change. I never had any mental health issues or anything up until November of 2013. And that was the night that, for whatever reason, just overflowed the glass. It just pushed me over the edge. At the event, something felt different right off the bat. When I walked up and saw what I saw and had to deal with it, right off the bat, something felt off. It felt wrong, and even my captain, who I've worked with for a long time, he asked me about 5 or 6 times after the call, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" I said, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine." Because I didn't really know what was going on. I've had an eventful career. You see a lot. We're a busy department. Why that one got me, I have no idea. But it got me right away. And that just was the one that filled the cup. It was just this slow progression. And the best way I can put it is you're falling down that rabbit hole. You're just falling down, and it's just slowly twirling down and twirling down. Something's wrong, but you don't understand why you're having bad dreams and you're stressed out and you don't like being out in public, major anxiety. Like going to Starbucks was like my own personal nightmare. I numbed out. So I'd get very anxious out in public, but then you just shut down. But the problem with numbing is you shut everything down. So you start pushing family away. You start, things that would make you smile and laugh previously, you're just blah. And then it's just that spiral, and it's slow. For me, it was over a span of about 1.5 years before I finally reached out for help. But, so anxiety, nightmares, I had depression, you just be driving and you'd randomly just like start crying in the car, and you're like, what the hell is wrong with me? Like, what is going on? What is going on? Society looks to us when they're having one of the worst days of their life, generally. And we're the ones that show up and we fix it, or do the best that we can to fix it. So the pressure that's put on you to be able to always handle every situation that you're ever going to run into and just be flawless, to be able to hit that switch of, yeah, this is unpleasant, but I have a job to do. And when I started being affected by that call, it was a lot of self-stigma. I can, like, what's going on? Like, I can handle this, it's just something I got to deal with and get through it. And in some ways you feel weak, why this one? And then, in some ways you also feel pity for yourself. You're like, oh, why me? Like, why do I have to deal with this? It's tough. It's tough when you're the one that is going into the homes to help, for you to stick your hand up and be like, hey, you know what? I'm not doing very well right now, and I need help. Right? So it's a lot of internal wrestling that you go through. It was all consuming, what I was dealing with. I had a tough time focusing on work. Your home life takes an effect. You're like a zombie. I do my 2 days, 2 nights, and I'd have my 4 days off. The night before I go back to work, I'd have a ton of anxiety and stress, and I don't sleep. And it's for the fear of, am I going to have a horrible flashback while I'm at work? Is there something that's going to trip me? So for me, it's unfortunate when it happens, but you can either curl up in a ball and let it consume you, or you can fight back and come out of it. You live your life, and it's like you have this one life to live. So you can either be suffering in silence, or you can reach out and be vocal about what's going on so that you can live your life and so that you can enjoy life. I take him out every day, go up to the park, go hang out in the woods for like an hour, and it's nice, and that's what's very therapeutic about having a dog. Like you mentioned, everyone has dogs. It's because they're very therapeutic, and it's that unconditional love, and they're just happy to see you, and you're just like, oh, okay, yeah, you're in a good mood. All right, yeah, I'm in a good mood now, that's big for me. I've always been outdoorsy, so be able to spend time outside is huge. Focusing on hobbies, I do woodworking. If I'm having a bad day, it's nice to go down into the shop and just work for a bit, get your mind onto other things, and before you know it, you've kind of processed the day. Whatever it may be. Whatever works for you. Everyone is so different, and that's a big part of the recovery, is finding what works for you. Years ago, the gym was a big one for me, going and working out. Now, not so much. I don't get that stress relief that I used to. It's other things. It's like spending time with my kid and, the dog and just kind of living life, That's what works for me.